Hello YouTube, how are you? Long time no see. It's me, Alexander from Our Green Agenda. If you're new here, welcome back. To the people here, welcome back, you know what I mean. But yes, it's been a long time since I've been on here. Bit of a bunged up nose. Went to London for 10 days, lovely. Took my son to all the kind of fancy sites and all sorts of stuff. It was amazing. Like, I just did the whole daddy thing, like the tourist thing. It feels weird being in London with a tourist. Didn't have a bum bag, but I did walk slow. Pet hates in London. Anyone's just like, walk around looking up as you got stuff to do, innit? So anyways, the thumbnail, no chickens. I mean it, I 100% mean it. I will, for now anyway. I tell you the story anyway. Let me just tell you the story. So, as you can see here, that is a duck, that is not a chicken. I have too many ducks right now. I have too many birds. It's just kind of like, poultry has become my kind of world right now. And I'm a plantsman. I love plants, I love horticulture, as you might have known. If you want to see some of my old videos, click some of the links in the description or just backlog and just go back. I'm just waving to the builder right now. Doing a good job. The house is looking amazing. Honestly, really, really good. So yeah, it's just kind of crazy. But right now, as you can see, I've got all the ducks and chickens in this pallet structure. Again, as I say, if you're new here, click on the top of the links, you'll see some of my old my work and all the pallets and stuff like that. It's a little pallet fortress. But there was a breach in the pallet fortress. And I think I've just fixed it. I'll show you. So as you can see, I've got too many ducks. All the ducks are in there. There's chickens over here. It's a bit like prison, isn't it? There's ducks there, guinea fowl on here, and then chickens over here. I need to get these ducks inside because they came out of the woodwork. I put everyone in. I lured them with food, the power of food. And then out of the woodwork over here, there's another one there. Oh, mate, okay, there's 3 ducks here to get because I'll tell you the story. We have a mink problem, or not a problem. And I assumed it was this hole here because I was basically digging this path out just so I can put more pallets up here. There's about 50 plus pallets up there. I was thinking of creating like another space like this around here just so I can have another section for the chickens. But I moved this rock, didn't I? I moved this rock out the way and you could see the path taken by the kind of fairy otter. I have no idea what it is. Through here, I'm not sure you can make it out, but it's smoothed underneath here, glided through, down through here, through this section, through this. I love this little area here, but and then underneath there, which I've just now put loads of rocks in. So it went underneath, and in here, I wave to the builder again, lots of otter tracks / ferret tracks. I'm no tracker people, but there's some tracks in there. The princess shouldn't be in there. And we've lost 6 chickens right now. 6 chickens have gone due to the otter / ferret, polecat. Let's call it a polecat. It's really sad. So another thing, I've in my last vlog, I said I'm moving. I moved house now, I just live on this road, which is great. But yeah, so that means it's only 5 minutes down the road. So what I do, I come around dusk. It's nice that the clock's gone back. It makes it a lot easier for me. And I can come and put them to bed. So everyone's in here right now. I know the guinea fowl are going to want to fly out, but they're quite flighty. They're very vocal and they're very kind of quick. So hopefully they can sort themselves out. But sadly, I had 4 baby guinea fowls here as well. I'm not sure if you can see me. I had 4. It's a lovely sunset tonight. Oh, beautiful. I had 4 baby guinea fowls grazed by a chicken mum, but they've all been taken away by the polecat, which is really annoying. So there's one now. Obviously it was raised by me, so it's not friendly with me. If you ever tried to catch a guinea fowl, if you can catch a guinea fowl, you're fit. I tell you that honestly. This little thing keeps running around and they can fly at 2 weeks. So, and it's annoying because I blame the missus for this kind of mad. It's like when I went on holiday, came back and then all this has happened. So it's a bit of a faff. It's quite annoying really, but solution is lessen my bird population, which is the win-win factor for this because I've got an idea. Let me show you the idea now. Okay, quickly, there's 4. So I'm gonna have to kind of, they're all at the same, didn't they? Obviously from the same mum, and little helmets on. Oh, I love muscovies. I think they might be difficult for the kind of polecat to kind of deal with because look at these chunky claws on them. There's a beautiful one in there right now. He's grey. I call him, he looks like a goose. I called him Gander, but he's really beautiful. Luckily he's a boy, but I'm going to keep him. But anyways, back to what I was saying. And my friendly neighbours have given us some lettuce and old pears to give them, so they can have a whale of a time. But pardon me, I'll sort these guys at the end. But if you're you're old to this channel, you'd have remembered me talking about, see, there's a guinea fowl baby just run off. Oh mate, I'm going to be busy tonight, but I feel I might be getting eaten. But I'm learning to let go, but still I want to keep him. And all this effort and all this money I put into the food. Anyway, here's my pallets. I've got my pallets here. Ta-da! But I'm going to scrap that because I'm not going to use them. I'm actually use them for firewood. But this was going to be a greenhouse, but it still is going to be a greenhouse, but with a twist. I shall show you. So it was full of junk before, but now I've cleared it. Put loads of birds in it, been lots of mums and stuff brought up, but look at the mud in there. There's so much stress in here. But you know me as food, but to catch this, if this was dry ground, I would have had it already, but it's so treacherous in there. And you can see the stress of last night. That polecat came in here, There's all like splashes in here. There's like old feathers. There's like gravitational drops of blood. Oh my God, CSI, Horatio would have wet himself in this place. But yeah, so there's that guinea fowl baby, and she needs to be with the rest of the birds, because this, if I don't catch he or she tonight, it will not last the night. Oops, you slipped. Embarrassing. Do you think birds show shame? That's probably. But anyway, so this is where it sleeps in here. I'm trying to corral it in and make it run in there, but it's too quick for me. So what it does, it flies over here. But the plan is to turn this place into a greenhouse, and then have, let me start with this side so you understand. Build a coop on this side. So build a coop, a nice little coop for them to stay in this side. So when it comes to summertime now, so for example, 6 months in this area, they'll be able to free range in here, and then 6 months out there, because when the going's good, I'd expect whatever's eating these birds would have like nice fish or nice, whatever it's eating, it'd be plentiful. But right now it's quite lean times, like, you can see my breath just about. Kinda, but yeah, it's a little wren, but it's just kind of cold right now, so I can imagine there might not be much fish and not much kind of, it'd be lean time for everyone, so why not go for like a sitting duck or chicken, or basically baby, lots of babies. So what I do, I keep them in here, and then they can start making compost, because I have like maybe 6 chickens and a cockerel, and then maybe 6 ducks and what's the word? What's a male duck called? A male duck? No, what do they call it? I can't remember the name. I put it down there. My brain's gone blank. It's been a long week. So yeah, so that's the plan. So then I'll be able to keep them safe in here. They'll be able to fertilise the place. And when come summertime, when they're out in the field enjoying themselves, I can grow stuff in here, and then like just grow some annuals and just kind of take advantage of the kind of lovely kind of fertilised ground that they've been fertilising for the whole of winter time. So that is the plan. I think that's the best option, because too many birds, too many brains, too many problems. Yeah, mate, so I had a small business, and I only had like one person work with me alongside me. I just thought it a lot easier. Every time I had like more than one person, it's just like, there's a lot of stress to deal with, because I'm trying to care for these things, you know what I mean? Like, obviously a person's not a chicken. Again, it's just like, I want them to be happy. I want them to be kind of just, and it's very wet here. It's so wet. I think I said that already, I'm not sure if I said, but yeah, it rains 250 days of the year right up here. And then poor sod. One of these ducks here, I'll show you if you can see him, he got attacked. He got attacked by the polecat. And you can kind of see it on him. I'm not sure he will last the night, but he's kind of hunched over. He's clean off the blood, kinda. But this is like a duck's wet dream. And there's Goosey Gander. Look at it. He almost fell down. Look at him. He's between there. Not sure you can see him. Let's see if I can zoom in the camera. But he's a handsome chap, I tell you. So that is the plan. But I will move this. I'll change it, because this is quite treacherous. This bit. I always slip on here. So and they can fly now. The joys of muscovies, but I will keep the muscovies because they are a great bird and they taste tasty. So I moved the door and put the door in this section just here. So plan of action for this area is just to turn it into a lovely garden. Most probably dismantle that the old coop just there, and maybe put that into like a polytunnel. Like, because there's polycrubs and there's polytunnels. Polycrubs are kind of reinforced kind of greenhouses built in the Shetland, a bit like a Nissan hut, but with like kind of basically see-through, transparent plastic. What's the word? I can't think of the word. You know what I mean? And then they go over the top, and then they'll be able to kind of just grow vegetables, and it can take the strong winds. Whereas where I'm living right now, they have a polytunnel. And I was thinking, that's about windy here. They've got a polytunnel, but it's surrounded by trees. It's sheltered. It's a nice little garden, really nice. And they haven't got chickens. They might have had them in the past. I don't really know, if I'm honest with you, but they've got a lovely spot. It's surrounded by trees. Like, still you've got the lovely views, and it's like a big dense. It's like a good, how many feet? About a good, let's say about 20 meters of just trees, and about 20 meters that way, and about 40 meters that way of just thicket trees, and like, it's just a nice space. And they haven't got birds in sight apart from the wild birds. There's robins, there's wrens, there's blackbirds, thrush, all different types of bird. Tits come down and have a whale of a time in this garden. So that's what I'm going to do in here, because it's deer proof, it'll be rabbit proof now. So now I've blocked off the hole, and they'll be able to kind of grow stuff in there and just have a whale of a time. So exciting times to be had. So stick around for that, because some of my cuttings are down there looking fantastic. In fact, let's just go over, let's look at the cuttings, let's have a look. So most of my belongings, because I haven't got a shed right now, this is my temporary shed, is in this container. Got some krills, so when I get busy and get on my boat again and start kind of hunting fishes. So look at this willow. I think this is a crack willow. Look how tall it's grown. It's about maybe, that's about 4 or 5 foot of growth in 1 year. And that's impressive for you. That's really, really good. On the mainland, you could get potentially 10 foot in about 6 months. And the growing season up here is really, really short. So we've got lots of currants here. I know this is a gooseberry. There's red currants, black currants, you name it. Some more what's the word? What is this plant called again? Olearia macrodonta. Really a big winner up here. And as you can see, it's that time of year again. Boggy. It's been wet for ages. Like the ducks are loving it. Got a little turkey fig here, one of the best tasting figs. Escalona at the back down here. But yeah, I'm not going to talk about everything, but everything's looking happy right now. And I'm very confident that these guys were going to take shape. And I recommend it. If you're going to put a cutting in the, it's okay, like it's just a trial and error, like I say, safety in numbers. But if you're going to go get some cuttings and you want them to do good, like I say, if you want a surefire bet that they're going to do better, then just put them in some soil first and put in loose soil. So I can hear the deer kicking off. And it's the rut right now. It's almost the end of the rut. Like I thought it'd be quite noisy, but it wasn't that bad. Like when you got the window open in the house we're staying in, it's just like you hear them every so often, but you kind of quite relaxing, if you know what I mean. I thought it'd just wake me up at like middle of the night, but it's all good. The walls in the house are kind of like 2 foot thick, as they would used to make them back in the day, but it's a lovely house, man. It's really nice. So yeah, look, I've got more cracked willow down here. It's so boggy around here. It's going to be such a good section, like when I start putting loads of trees down here. So like basically I can just focus on putting the fencing in instead of just making like structures like this, which is kind of fun, but it's very time consuming. So if I start putting in structures, and then I can start putting in trees bit by bit with kind of like tree guards and stuff, because obviously the rabbits will kind of have a whale of a time. And check out my little my deadwood features. Please excuse the plastic. So over here, these are my first ever cuttings I put down. This is Olearia traversii, one of the best, I'd say. Like, it's not the best windbreak, but at the same time to me it looks very pretty, and I like the look of it. It's got that kind of nice little shimmer, very glossy, kind of waxy leaf, and it's just tough. Oh, it's tough as nails. This is grown. This was about a foot tall when I put it in, and now look at it. It wants to burst out the seams, and there's quite a few cuttings down here. It kind of changes. Look, this is the I kind of got some topsoil off the in-laws because they were getting rid of it. So I thought, oh, I'll just chuck it there because I can't really fence this bit. It would look kind of weird if I was to put like massive deer fins in either side and have this like thin strip of plants. So I've just got some of this, and it's got loads of meadow flowers in. And I found this in like when I was moving house, some honesty seeds. Lovely flower, kind of a hardy annual. It's not a hardy annual, it's an annual really. It doesn't really survive. If it does, it can do in the right spot, but it's got these little seed heads like little inside here. Comes in pink, purple and white. I think this is the pinky, I'm not sure really, I'm not sure the variety of this one. I think it might be white, but yeah, I just kind of got this here and just battered the ground and thrashed and have like this, just basically a nice meadow. I can maybe to put some like alliums and some onions and just like, it's a nice crop up until those nets of where it gets dark just here, just like a nice little bit. And what's that in there? Something's been in here and had a little, well, oh, it's me. Yeah, I drove the trailer in here the other day when I was sorting some stuff out and all the junkus and stuff. But have a look at this, check out this, a bit of ingenuity. One of the ducks had some babies in here and it started to collapse the roof. I'm no architect, but I felt bad because she was like sitting outside. So what I did, is, oh, see look, I'm sinking in here, look at my footprint. This is an old rabbit warren, that's hard to say. But yeah, so I just reinforced it with some wood. She had the babies, sadly one passed away. I took it home, it was called Wobbles. And because it was stuck in there, it'd been in there for a while. It was a bit like, you know, I think it had like the duck equivalent of like cerebral palsy almost, like it was all wobbly and it was just like being oxygen, like restricted oxygen and stuff. And it was just like, it was just all over the place. So I swear to God, I was outside and I had the axe on its neck, ready to get it. I haven't got anything to displace it. I wasn't just going to go crack. Funny enough, I have done that recently, like that was another icing on the cake. We'll get to that. But then it kind of, let me just put it with its brothers and sisters. So I did, and it perked up, but it imprinted on me in that time because I used to take it and let it run around. It's surprising how cold like chicks get so quickly. So I put it down there, it survived the night. The next day, every time I come in, all of them would run off apart from Wobbles, which was really sweet. So also you'll see it on Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see a lot of the stuff, more so what I'm kind of posting from day to day and see my stories and stuff. So if you're on Instagram, tune in, click the link in the description. Yeah, Wobbles didn't make it. It was in a cold room. It kind of wanted to come out and find me, and yeah, it kind of got cold and got hypothermic and died like in the morning, which was kind of sad. So yeah, it was really tough. It's tough to see a little fluffy thing go. I thought it would be a fighter, but he had lots of kind of problems that I couldn't see and couldn't understand. It would have been a liability. It would have been easy food when it comes to that polecat right now anyway. So yeah, so that's basically cuttings. And let's talk about something over there. I'll show you quickly. I like to think one day, like, because all these ducks have come from like a wild duck and they're very skittish with me, but there's one grey one which is over there again. I can see him. There's a pond in there. The pond is filled. Oh, I forgot to say, the pond has filled up right now. Looks really, really nice. Like it's kind of like a kind of a winter kind of water battery, if that makes sense. It's kind of like it slows the water down. I'm gonna perfect it, so I'll take out all this stuff and then I'll be able to kind of hone in my skills. But it's nice to have a pond nearby, because they mean, you can invite. Oh, you want to get in? Do you know what? If we so soon open the door, you're gonna run out. Oh, he's trying to get to his friend. Let me just film this quickly and I'll help you out, yeah? And the reason why I'm taking you this way to explain is to explain, oh yeah, that's it. Quickly, see, that's how my brain's like a million miles a minute. But hopefully, I've looked up like mink footprints, otter footprints. They're very similar. Like they're just weasels. One's wet, one's not. And oh, there's that guinea fowl again. He just saw me. But basically, I found some poos, really runny poos. You know, they're carnivorous poos or something sick. But I've just seen it on the rock. I'm not sure. Like if you're eating, look away. But I just thought I'd just show it because I've noticed it, and that's definitely the kind of culprit's poo. But have a look, see if anyone can recognise that. Like, it's quite lumpy and full of all sorts right now. But yeah, and over there's like an old rabbit. They tend to just keel over and die. It's quite funny. Not funny, but like it's just a bit weird. You just like lift up a paddy, you're like, oh shit, there's a rabbit. So yeah, that's a bit of poo and I can smell it. It smells awful. And where's the guinea fowl? There it is. Again. You know what I mean, food. I'm gonna get some food and then catch this thing. I'm gonna catch it tonight. That is my goal before the sun sets. It's Halloween today, and I'm going out trick-or-treating with Cedar. Nothing's changed with this. I will still keep this. I'm going to flip it and then reinforce this. I might even turn it into a greenhouse, if I'm honest with you. Like cut some little holes out and then put some glass there, and then just turn it into like a little safe space for some plants, because things will grow in there, regardless if there's like limited light. But deer, I didn't realise. Oh, no, I can't really walk that way. Is it full? It's full of water. This thing. I think it's only going to blow over that way, which is good. But yeah, we go over here, mind your step. So I'm taking a little journey now. We definitely got deer coming down here, and sheep. But I put a load of sea buckthorn. I know I made a little vlog about that. Some have taken and some have died. And the reason why a lot of them have died is because of the deer. The only ones that really survive, look at that. That's the type of damage that the deer will do. It's just basically just strip the bark, because they're kind of, and the rabbits, they're getting rid of their felt, or were getting rid of their felt on their antlers, just so they can look kind of sharp and ready and impress the girls and just start screaming like, ugh. But this just goes to show why you need deer fencing up here, because yeah, it's just ridiculous. This was a lovely, happy looking sea buckthorn / willow underneath it, like propping it up. And look at that, stripped bare. Ridiculous, isn't it? It's crazy. So I'm not really going to kind of, I'm glad I got that walled garden so I can play with. Look at the house there sitting looking pretty. But yeah, so it just gives me more incentive to want to kind of put some deer fencing around. But definitely going to do that section first, and then I'll start working on this section, because yeah, this is going to be another little food forest / just fun patch to work with. But a bit premature of me to do so, but I didn't think the deer were that bad. Plus they got all these trees to work with. Like you can see all the scratch marks on those trees. Let's get closer look. And funny enough, a duck mum, she had her babies in here, didn't she? I let ducks, I don't know how many ducks I let have baby. I think there's about 7 mums here, but there was definitely a nest in here. She used to meander and walk, and she ended up in here. I'm just trying to see where she had her baby. She was so camouflaged. It's obviously all gone now. Where is it? I don't know, but believe me, it was in here. So where are we? So yeah, look, you see all the scratch marks on this spruce here. It's so boggy here, it's ridiculous. So yeah, it's quite empty there as well right now. Not many people want to come down to Uis. It's not the touristy times. Only true hard kind of Highland, Outer Hebrides fans will come to Uis at this time of year. It is very dank, it's very nasty. It's not fun, I tell you. It's not the best time of year to be up here, but it makes a difference when your house is warm and nice and toasty and dry. I tell you that. So also, as we're talking about nests, one duck had a nest in there, one nest up there, one that I've shown you, the other one which was over there we were talking about. There was 2 nests in this area. There was one nest in that corner down there. There was one nest in that black thing just there. I'm coming for you, love. And then where else was their nest? It's quite fun finding them. It's like Where's Wally but with ducks. And you're gonna have like one behind here in that little bit. That was Indian runner, and I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. So that's enough talking about them. I thought I'd just show off a US sunset. Oh, it's looking nice right now. Look at that. And this is the house, the back end of the house. So I haven't got a name for it yet, apart from house. But yeah, it's a lovely evening. I do love this time of year. You get good sunsets, you appreciate them because you know it's getting dark earlier. One of those times in Ava's looking, sitting pretty. Still haven't gone up her yet. About 4 hours or 2 hours, in fact, 4 hours getting up. That one's only an hour, that's Bureau Val over there, so one day I'll give it a go. So there you go guys, all done and dusted. Like, I've got many plans to come, and yes, no chickens for now, but in the future I'll get some Dutch, I can't forget the name, bantams, and then just listen to the flock, just little birds, less food, and plus I want to teach the birds to eat what I give them instead of just buying all this stuff, because I want to be a sustainable profit. I mentioned it before. So exciting plans to be had, and yes, I will give a lot of chickens away, and yes, I will eat some of the chickens, the big birds, and the same with the ducks. So all is not lost. So that's how I see it. It's just like, it's one of those things, you live and you learn. Like, it's just, I felt like I was a bit hypocritical saying you shouldn't really rush these things. And then I rushed with the chickens because I was moving house soon. I needed to put them in an area, so I just splodged them there. And to me, that wasn't the ideal space because it was very muddy, it's very restrictive, and it's just like, it just needed more. I needed to focus on fencing. I kind of got a bit lazy with it, and you kind of the more birds you get, it's going to be a bit stressy. So, la-di-da. So, thank you very much for watching. If you're new here, consider subscribing to see how this place envelops, and then one day I'll give you guys a proper in-depth tour in here. Honestly, it's looking fab. We've got walls now. It looks nice. There's stairs. I can go up the stairs. It's really nice to have to climb up on a ladder and stuff and risk my life and stuff. So it's really, really nice. So peace and hugs from me. And remember, it's not just my agenda, it's yours too. And I hope to see you soon.